Joshua 3 through 6. We learn at the end of today's reading in chapter 6 that Israel marched around the city of Jericho once a day for 6 days and then 7 times on the 7th day. It's only a 10-acre city, so that wouldn't have been too hard to do, actually. Then, of course, the walls fall flat when the people shout. The only person who is saved alive is Rahab. She had put a cord out her wall window. Of course, primarily she was saved because she converted to the belief in Yahweh back in chapter 2. We also learn of an interesting story at the end of chapter 5, where a man with a sword meets Joshua. Joshua says, "Who are you? Are you for us or against us?" And the man makes an interesting comment. He says, "Well, I am the commander of the Lord's army." Now, each of these words by themselves in Hebrew is a pretty common word: commander, chief, leader, prince even. Lord's, of course, is the name of Yahweh. Army, Tsavaot in Hebrew, again, is the standard word for army or host. This is the only time, though, in the Bible that they are used together. So clearly this is a unique person. In fact, he's so unique, he tells Joshua to take off his sandals because he is on holy ground. That tells us, as soon as he says holy ground, then we can pretty much know this must be, in some sense, a divine being. Notice he's not Yahweh, he's the commander of Yahweh's army. So that helps us just kind of piece together again some thoughts about this created divine world that we've heard so much about. Notice I've never, at least I hope I've never, called this group of gods evil or fallen. That's not ever said in the Bible. We know they are real. We know they're powerful. And we know we are not to worship them. Now, by that I mean it's okay for Joshua to respect him, but, and I'm just thinking ahead in terms of a theological ideal here, that if Joseph had worshipped him in the sense of being someone to veritably worship outside of Yahweh, that would have been wrong. But this person, this being, is speaking for Yahweh, and still Joshua has to bow down. So what does this tell us about this group? Well, several things I think we can say in conclusion. I think what we need to see then is at least some of these beings are loyal, right? Because here we have one, clearly, who's loyal to Yahweh. We have some kind of an army that's being described here as well, which, again, I think it's metaphorical to some degree, but there's more than one, and this powerful group will do God's bidding. We also, interestingly, have some kind of an org chart that's at least begun, because here we have a commander of a group of loyal beings. So all to say that we're learning bit by bit as we go through the story of Israel what's above us, and we're able to piece things together. The more I think about this group, the more I learn about it myself, the more I don't know. And obviously we are not meant to know a lot about the divine world. When Jesus does say in the Lord's Prayer, "Thy will be done on earth as it is being done in the heavens," I often think of this idea that above me, in the Bible, we are given this idea that there is a society of spirits who do God's will willingly, delightfully. And we are called by, this is thinking ahead to Jesus' own words, but we are called to live out our time on earth as though we're part of this world that is delighted to worship Yahweh and to serve Him. So be watching for this group, even this person later on in Israel's story.